let's go back to the Zohar, to the parasha, to the Torah, to the story. We have screen now, so that's good. We're going to work with that. I will start first with the story of Vayera. The story continues. Basically, if you follow the story of Genesis, it's beautiful. It's every week another story, but it's actually continued from last week. So last week we talked about Abraham leaving everything, and then he meet his future and his potential. His wife his concubine giving birth to Ishmael. This week, the parasha starts with Vayera. Vayera elav Hashem be'elone mamre. God is revealing to him in a place called Elone Mamre. Now, God is revealing to him. If we go to the explanation, Abraham will just circumcise himself. Very painful. God come to visit him, like a doctor come to visit a patient. But what exactly happened? It say, and he is sitting in front of his tent, and it's pretty hot outside. And he raised his eyes, and he saw 3 people. And when he saw those 3 people, he ran to them to have them as a host. We're going to talk about it from the Zohar in a second. But the idea is that God is talking to him. He's leaving everything to take care of the people. What can we learn from that? One of the things, many people come to me, singles, men, single women, and say, how do I know if that's the right person? And I always answer the same way. What is their level of sharing? So people tell me, well, they're wearing a big cross, or they have a big yarmulke, or they go to shul, or they pray, or they give charity. Wonderful, all good. And I said focus on the charity. Focus on the sharing. Focus on the giving. If the giving attribute is good, you got a good person. If there is no giving in their personality, doesn't matter how religious or spiritual they are, it's only a cover, it's only a costume. We are now in Halloween. People wear costume here in America, okay? So it's not about the costume. It's about they have sharing. Abraham left God in the middle of conversation to welcome the people. And of course, happened to be that they are not even human. They are angel. They are Michael. They are Gabriel. They are Raphael. 3 angels. Michael to tell Abraham about the kids that he's going to have them Isaac. Gabriel is to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and Raphael to cure Abraham from the circumcision, from the pain that he's going through. All right? So they telling him that his wife will have a baby, and it's going to be Yitzchak. She laughed. The reason she laughed because her husband couldn't function sexually to have intercourse with her. She had her period. I mean, she's old, he's old, right? I mean, they're both old. So what is she laughing about? Because at the moment they arrived, she got her period. So that's kind of say, oh my God, I'm ready to have a baby. But she knew her husband is not capable of doing that. So she laughed. What is God doing? Say to Abraham, how come your wife is laughing and not believe in God that God can create a children for her? She never said that. She said, I didn't say that. And God said, you did. That's it. And conversation continue. What does that mean? God is pushing a lie to the brain of Sarah, to the mouth of Sarah, even if she didn't say the lie. Why? For the sake of 2 people getting along. If you can make 2 people who don't get along to get along, you won. You won. You did your mission in this lifetime. Now remember, every person has a tachlit. Every person has a purpose. How they get to the purpose in life, that's different way. Some through fame, some through money, some through connection. But the tachlit, if a person don't know their tachlit, don't know what the purpose is, and that's what we're going to talk about from the Zohar. If you don't know what your mission is, it's like you're going to try different things. And the problem, people try 5, 6 things. You don't want to try 5 or 6 things. One thing. The only successful people is the people who try only one thing and go for it. You finish going for that, you change. The portion continue, and Sodom and Gomorrah, destruction, wife of Lot, looking back. What does that mean, looking back? I'm sure you already know. Looking back, when you want to move on with your life, stop looking back. You have an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, ex-this. Don't look back. Ex-business, don't look back. You're looking back, you're back. You're back. And the situation is back. But if you move on, it's not back. So it's not about the Lot wife is looking back and she become a pillar of salt. It's about you and me. when we are seeing the good on the problem that you used to have before, and you try to find what was good about it, you stuck there. You went back. You went back to 1980. You went back to the beginning of everything. No, move on. You got to move on. People who are not making it in life, are not happy in their life, is simply because they are just can't move on with their life. Can't move on with their life to the next thing. And of course, Abraham negotiate in a good way, and then destroying of Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was the only place that charity considered a crime. If somebody give a charity, they kill him. You're not allowed to give charity in Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's why Lot was saved, and he was ready to give his daughter to prostitution, that they don't destroy the two guests that he had in his house that happened to be angel. He didn't know they were angel. And that's where the tradition of the tribe called Bedouinian, the Bedouin, is like a sect of Ishmaelim, it's a Muslim, but it's more Arabs. It's from their original tribe. And if you go into their tent, they have to respect you like king and queen. When you're out of the tent, they're out to kill you. So in the old days, if somebody go to tent, drink coffee, meat, lamb, you're a king. They take care of everything. Outside of the tent, if they don't like you, might make you disappear. So the tradition of taking care of people in your house came originally for how Abraham and Lot used to take care of people. So what happened? Lot staying with two daughters. The husband of his two daughters making fun of him. They don't run away from him. End up in the cave. The girls give him wine. They make him drunk. Sleep with him, both of them. One of them will sleep with him, which is totally, wow. We're talking about things that are happening today. All the sex, all the thing. Daughter sleeping with her father, having a child. That child named Moab. Moab is the grandfather of who? Of Ruth. Ruth is the grandmother of who? King David. King David is the grandfather of who? Messiah. That's beginning of Messiah start in that cave. Father and daughter. What do we do with this? Yeah, well, purpose is purpose. Purpose is purpose. The other one become Ammonite. The Ammonite, the other daughter, Ammonite. Terrible. But, of course, three of them thought the destruction of the world happened, the two daughters. Because they saw everything destroyed. In those days, it was no internet, CNN, Fox TV, Facebook. Everything is gone. Whatever you know is life, gone. And Sodom and Gomorrah was a major city. It was like it. It was like Vegas, It was it. But the people in Vegas never left Vegas. Try to imagine. They lived there for the rest of their life. Generation of generation. Gone. You're alone in the cave. Of course, there is a meaning to it too, right? Of course, the two daughters, what it means. Two daughters doesn't mean daughter. Lot doesn't mean Lot. Two daughters mean the evil inclination and the good inclination. I'm not going to go into it. Yes, I have to be here till tomorrow, but I have things to do tonight, so sorry about it. Anyway. And then again, somebody wants Sarah. I guess she was beautiful. Avimelech, he take her to his tent. He realized she's married. Then different than Pharaoh, because Pharaoh took her, he was sick. Avimelech took her, was sick. Pharaoh told Abraham when he found out she's wife, get out of my land and take money, take everything, just get out. Avimelech no, he said, I give you money, give you everything, and take any piece of my land you want. Different. Sometimes people share with you by kicking you out of their house. Sometimes people sharing with you while you're in their house. You can tell about the person who hosts you how they are. Are they giving you, or are they using you to give you things they don't want? Today on Facebook, there is a column of things that you don't want in the house. You're selling it. You know about it, right? You want to sell your bicycle? Yeah. People sell socks even. Used socks. Yeah. Not joking. Shoes. And you can say, oh my God, share. And it's free. Come and pick it up. You think, what a sharing personality. No, they're not sharing. We're going to give it somewhere. Giving is not always sharing. Sharing is when you give something you want. Sharing is when you give something you want. I didn't know sharing. I thought I knew sharing until I shouldn't say it in front of my wife, but until I met Debbie, then I realized what sharing is. Because I realized she gave me the part that she likes, not the part that she doesn't want. Most people give you the part that they don't want. That's not sharing. Anyway, it continued. They giving birth to Isaac. Sarah saw that Isaac is a special kid. She's proud of him. She takes the maid, the concubine with her. Say, get out of my place. Avram is upset. God say, listen to your wife. He listened to her because she was upset that Ishmael that time was playing with idol worshiping. And she thought, and by the way, she wasn't that wrong because eventually after she died, Avram went back to his ex-wife. You know that, right? I mean, he went back to her. So, what do we talk about? So the idea of all that happened, she read that there is something going on there. And that's why God tell him, listen to your wife, she knows what she's talking about. Leave this woman, leave this child, even if it's yours, goodbye. And he was trying to go back to Ishmael. Why Ishmael? Because Ishmael was all about generosity and giving. Isaac too, but Isaac is left column. And left column is all gvura, all strength and power. Avraham was all chesed. It was not a match. But what Avraham didn't see, that he and Isaac will give birth to center column called Yaakov. And without Yaakov, nothing will be exist. So Avraham is giving. Sometimes you relate only to people who are like you. But sometimes you don't see your tachlit. Tachlit means your purpose in life. Your purpose in life, maybe you are chesed, but you need to meet the gvura so you can give birth to Yaakov. Most of our relationship with people is to give birth to a third partner, not actually to that. Women usually know it. So when women marry, they don't always marry a man like them. They marry a man different than them. So they can give a result with a child who are a third aspect of them. Yeah, center column. And that's the part that is very, very important. So many people don't realize why sometimes two people are opposite attract. It's not because usually opposite don't attract, similar attract. But the opposite attract is only if there is a third part that's supposed to come from that. So it's a complicated thing, but I'm just into the story and I didn't even start the Zohar. But I just want to share with you. Anyway, the angel is blessing Ishmael, and it's all beautiful. And of course, we come to the most famous story in the Torah, the binding of Isaac. The binding of Isaac, when I want to go into the binding of Isaac, I have to use a rabbi by the name of Rabbi Eliezer ben Orkonus. Rabbi Eliezer ben Orkonus, one of the greatest Kabbalists of all time ever lived. Until age 28, he couldn't understand Torah, couldn't get it. His father was the richest man in Jerusalem. It was three richest people, he was one of them. Okay? One of them was name is Tzitzit, one of them was Tzitzit ben Papa, one of them was Kalba Savua, one of them Orkonus. Orkonus was not born Jewish, he converted. His son is Rabbi Eliezer Agadol, become Rabbi Eliezer, but at that time he has children, and all of them work in his business. Rabbi Eliezer said, at least you go study. After 28 years of study, he said, did you get something out of the Torah? He said, nothing. Do you know how to say a blessing? Nothing. Do you know how to put tefillin? Nothing. So I said, I'm sorry, but I'm a rich man, come work for me. So he gave him a land, the tough land to work with, that you cannot even, nothing, it's all stone, rock. He cried. His father said, why are you crying? So, is it because I give you a bad land? Come, I give you a better land. He give you a better land. He cried. So why are you crying? He said, I don't want to work, I want to study. Say, Eliezer, you're not the type, you don't have it. I want, but you don't have it. You don't have it. So he cried, he always cried. Always cry. He cried, and then he didn't tell his father, but he didn't eat. Didn't eat for 2 weeks. He decided that to be gone. As he lying on the floor already, no power left in him, Eliyahu Navi, Elijah the prophet, come to see him. He said to him, why you try to kill yourself? He said, I don't see purpose. What's the purpose? If I don't study Torah, there is no purpose. So what do you want to do? I have no life like this. So listen to me. There is a man by the name of Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. If you've been with me in Tveria, he's buried next to him, the big rabbi in Tveria. Next to him is Rabbi Eliezer ben Orkonus. You go to him, study with him. You go to Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai, and he said to him, what do you know something after 28 years of age? He said, nothing. He said, nothing? He said, nothing, zero. So this book is about his life, by the way. And then he write about the Torah. He said, nothing? Said, who is your father? He said, doesn't matter who's my father. He was afraid to tell who is his father because he will get respect right away. His father is, let's say, Bill Gates, billionaire. So right away he will get the respect. So he preferred not to say who his father is. So, okay, I will teach you 2 laws, halakha, and you repeat after that halakha for 1 week. In 8 days I test you. Okay. So first halakha is how to put that tefillin here and how to put it here. So for 8 days he will repeat it to itself because he doesn't get anything when it has to do with spirituality. After 8 days, he didn't eat, again, fast. He was so nervous that he will forget those 2 things. And he came before Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. And he came, his smell was really bad. He wrote it about himself. So Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai said, go far away, scream what I teach you from far. So he cried again. He always cries. So why you crying? He said, because you treat me like I have a disease. So you don't have a disease, but you smell bad. And according to the Torah, you're not allowed to study next to somebody who smells bad. It's a law. You can't do it. So I'm sorry. I said, he cried again. I said, what now? I said, you insult me. I said, okay, but... Okay, he tell him, listen to me. From your mouth, words will come out that will be changing the world. He was proud, so he told him, he said, very good, now continue to study. Years go by, and he becomes a student there. Very good. The children of his father, the rich man, said to him, get rid of him from the wheel. Like, we don't want to keep him there because why should we share money? He went to study with this rabbi. So he said, I agree with you. He's not with us. He's not study Torah. He's not nothing. No, I'm going to, but I have to make him sign him to tell him that. So he going to Jerusalem. He arrived at Jerusalem. There is a party. In the party, there's Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai making a party for the rich people in Jerusalem. Kal Basavua and Tzitzit, like I told you, the most famous people. All of a sudden, the student tell him, Orkonos is here too. So try to imagine Bill Gates, the guy from Amazon, and the guy from, I don't know, Warren Buffett. So one missing, now he arrived. The rabbi is happy, well. And at that time, he find out that Rabbi Eliezer, this is his father. So he tell him this, he said, why don't you tell a story? Why don't you tell Torah? One people say, Rabbi, I'm not allowed to tell Torah in front of you, that's the law. So okay, I'm leaving, you tell. He spoke, his father was shocked, and of course, immediately everything changed. That's the story of Rabbi Eliezer. Every time you are in Tveria, and he's the teacher of Rabbi Akiva. Now you know Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and all this and that. So he's the teacher. So every time you go into Tveria, and he was excommunicated, by the way. He was a top rabbi, but the rabbi didn't agree with him. He was right, they were wrong, but he was tough, because he said whatever he felt like. He said, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So they excommunicated him. Said, don't come to the synagogue anymore, don't come to mikveh, don't come to anything. So out. So he continued, and the day that he died, Rabbi Akiva came to see him, and he gave him everything. He said, the knowledge come to you. And it's beautiful. And he buried next to his teacher, right next to his teacher. So the idea is, the story that Rabbi Eliezer ben Orkolos is telling us, it's that was the 10th test. The 10th test, he went through 10th test, Abraham, was that binding of his son. Can you imagine? 137 years old, come to his son, who's 38 years old. Come. The story is that donkey that Abraham took with him to sacrifice his son is the same donkey that the Messiah will ride on. The ram that was captured in the bush and went instead of Isaac is what the reason we take the horn of the aisle to use it for shofar, for Rosh Hashanah. And that's also why Isaac is exactly birthday, death anniversary is Rosh Hashanah. So just think about it, how many secrets there is there. Now it say, וישלח אברהם את ידו ויקח את המאכלת. Abraham told by God, kill your son. But look at the beautiful story. Isaac is left column, Abraham is right column. What is he doing? He's killing him, he binding the left column. What we need to do? To bind the left column. But he couldn't kill him. Why? Because the arm wouldn't move. From here we learn, when you're working on yourself spiritually, even if you want to do the wrong thing, your body will not allow you to do it. So when you're already doing the wrong thing, it's because something before that needs to be changed. Most people try to change the thing that's already bad. You're wasting your time. Because the thing that is already bad, you're just changing the surface. Why you even come to a situation when you start doing bad things? Why is a person even getting angry? That's when to begin with, you didn't train. Don't change the malchut level of your action. Change the eranpin of your action. Change the beginning of your action, the why you're even there. It's a very important lesson here. So when Avraham tried to kill his son, his arm wouldn't move. He became paralyzed. So yet it say, Vayishlach Avraham et yado. Not Vayishlach mean he sent the messenger. He said to the arm, I'm telling you now, go get the knife. The arm wouldn't move, wouldn't talk to him. Like somebody who had a stroke. Say, I'm telling you, do it. And then the arm went and took the knife. So when you are pure spiritually, when you want to do something wrong, the body will not allow you. The car will not start. Everything will go wrong. Spirituality is not about doing just the good thing. Spirituality is all day long. You become spiritual all day long. And when you become spiritual all day long, what happens? You want to do the wrong thing. Sometimes we fall. We go into the evil inclination. As Rabbi Eliezer ben Orkulus explained to us in telling us, you cannot do it. Even if you want, you can't do it. Rabbi Eliezer ben Orkulus continue, when the knife went to the neck of Isaac, his soul left. Isaac's soul left. And when his soul left, it went ben keruvim, between the two angels, what you have in the temple in Jerusalem, what used to be there. It's still there, but we don't see it. It went to the Garden Eden. Then the soul came back. So Isaac was the only person that actually did the immortality. Isaac and who? Pinchas too. Pinchas. That's what there is, the same gematria. Yeah, without. And he saw immortality. And that's why, what is the second blessing in the Amidah? Mechaya metim. Resurrect the dead. Which is connected to Isaac, because the second blessing. First blessing connect to Abraham, second blessing to Isaac, third blessing to Yaakov. That's why it's connect to, and all the negative angels try to prevent that from happening. Because with the Akedah, we took care of everything. Now, this is story. We need to get into the Zohar and understand it. Because this week, Parasha Vayera is helping us to see our life purpose. But to get our life purpose, we need to go a little bit deeper. So let's read. Michelle, you want to read for us? Okay, let's read the first verse, 294. You have it on the screen, okay, there? People can see it? Yes. All right. Let's read it. Please loud if you can.
Rabbi Chia said, the people of Sodom were wicked because of themselves and their possessions, and not because of their fertile land. This is true, because they refused to give charity. A person who is stingy with the poor is not worthy of continued existence in the world. In addition, he has no life in the world to come. But whoever is good-hearted towards the needy is worthy of existence in the world. And the world exists because of his merit. He shall have life and longevity in the world to come.
Now we need to understand the charity aspect. Why is charity such an important thing? I mean, normally we would think that charity has to do with because you're helping someone, and you're kind and you do well when you are kind to someone. Or we can think about it from a point of getting into being kind. And the idea is we need to understand that the concept of charity is so important. And it's charity of money, charity of time, and charity of love. We have to be always in a mode of charity. It's not just when somebody asks you or when you feel to give. It's all day long. It's all day long, how can I give? If a person for a second forget to give, then the evil inclination get in. You cannot forget to give. There is no something that you forget. You're always in a giving. When you drive and you let somebody go in front of you, that's charity too. Everything is charity. It's all day long charity. But of course, there is passive charity and active charity. Passive charity, there's many nice people who let people go in front of them because they don't like to confront them. But charity is an initiation of charity. Let's continue to read. And Lot?
And Lot went up out of Zoar.
Zoar, yep.
And dwelt daughters with him. He asks, "Why did he go up out of Zoar?" And he replies, "Because he noticed that Zoar was close to Sodom. That is why he left there."
Okay, continue.
Rabbi Yitzchak then began the discussion by quoting, "And it is turned around and about by his counsels, that they may do whatsoever he commands them." This means that the Holy One, blessed be he, arranges events in the world and creates destructive lights to accomplish his actions. And afterward, he turns them around again and again in different ways.
Okay, let's now read just 297 and then I will explain. It's a little bit long, I know, but I will explain it, okay?
He asks, "And with what does he turn them around?" He replies, "This is done by his counsels. That is, the Holy One, blessed be he, plans schemes and invents reasons to turn things around so that they are completely changed and are not similar to what they seemed to be previously. That they may do refers to the doing things, people, and the ways in which they accomplish their deeds. This is how he turns things around and changes the activities of the destructive lights. And whatsoever he commands them upon the face of the world in the earth means that events change because the activities of people change, thereby turning around those same activities that the Holy One, blessed be he, commands them to accomplish on earth. And they are changed into many different forms in the world, all according to the quality of the activities of the people." With these words, Rabbi Yitzchak began the discussion and to understand the issue of Ammon and Moab and how they were formed as a result of a corrupt action, and how all the kings of Judah issued from them, even King Messiah.
So we need to start to realize that our actions are very important. Now we understand the charity, meaning most people believe that there is something called mazal, good luck. The Zohar is here to explain to us that there is no such a thing as mazal. There's no good luck, bad luck, there is no such a thing. Mazal, is coming to a person based on their action. What are you doing with your life? What actually are you doing? What actually are you doing? Do you want to change your life? You have to change your action. Action is very important. Words is very important, and thought is very important. But of course, if you don't do the action, you need to know what's the right action to do. If the person don't follow the concept of charity, the concept of giving, the concept of being kind all day long, it's all day long. All day long. Where can I do charity? Where can I help? Who can I help? It's all day long. It's written by the halakha, by the law. A poor man has to give tithing. A poor man, somebody who sleep in the street, if at that day he receive $1.50, he has to give 10% of that. Every human being. A kid get money for his bar mitzvah, has to give 10%. Everybody has to give 10%. You can't cheat on the 10%. It's not your money. You gotta give. That's not even charity. That's called tithing. Charity is above that. After that, you start to become kind. So it's a must. It's not a joke. We taking it like, it's okay. No, you want your life to change. People say, I want my life to be better. I want my life, it cannot be better. Why would it be better? Why? I mean, the journey of where you're supposed to be has to be how it is. You know how many angels up there in heaven fighting for your life to look terrible? Angels, not human, angel, preventing you to arrive to your destination. So what can you do? Change your action. Find better way to do things. And the Zohar continue. Let's read this part. It's beautiful.
Rabbi Elazar said, "And it is turned around and about by his schemes." This means that the Holy One, blessed be he, guides the course of events and causes certain actions to be performed in the world. As soon as the people are convinced that events are stable, the Holy One, blessed be he, turns them around and about, and completely changes them again. Here, Rabbi Elazar disagrees with Rabbi Yitzchak's explanation that in the beginning of the activities were disrupted by destructive lights, but later were turned around and about, and amended by the Holy One, blessed be he. Rabbi Elazar explained that in the beginning they were good and worthy of existing in the world, but were eventually corrupted by the doings of the people. As a result, the Holy One, blessed be he, turned them around and about for the better, if the people repent and atone for their misdoings.
So there is two opinions. When human being going through chaos, going through a tough time, so one opinion, okay, there is Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer is the son of Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Yitzchak said that things just turn around. They don't stay the same. Which is one opinion, which is true, by the way. Because there has to do with reincarnation, we have to do with, it's not random, there is order, but it seems random to us. You know? So the person that you love yesterday, you might hate. The person that you hate yesterday, you might love. Rabbi Eliezer said, no, the reason it changed is based on your action. So when you start to do bad action, the good things has to disappear from you and wait for you to change. When you change, the good things come back. So the path always waiting for you for your change to happen. But it's waiting for you. It never disappears. It's written in a different section of the Zohar, I think last week, parasha, that, for example, if a man misbehaves, two things can happen. His soulmate has to be given to somebody else, or his soulmate will not find the real man. Okay? There's two options. It will be a difficult thing. And that's why sometimes with a relationship, only in Jewish religion, it's written that divorce is a mitzvah. Why is it written that divorce is a mitzvah? What kind of religion telling you getting divorced is actually a good thing? Because if the man and the woman not belong with each other, and the woman all of a sudden start to find feeling towards some other man, it's not because it's just sexual. It has to do with her soul start feeling something that she can make that other man a better chance to go closer to God. So what happened to her? She started developing a desire. When she started develop that desire, and she with her husband, it's asura. It's not allowed. She has to leave. She has to leave. So she go to her husband and she has to leave. So why by Jewish religion is the only religion that forced the man to give her a divorce? Forced. Whoever study, like, it's shocking. Everybody thinks this old religion is very chauvinistic, right? No. It's not based on chauvinistic and feministic, which is all corruption of our generation, of stupidity. Women want to be like men want to be like women, stupidity. It has to do with spiritual laws. Because at that time, she's belonged to that man. And she has to leave. She has to leave. So if the man holding her in his property, not only he disturbed himself, he disturbed her and he disturbed her soulmate. The balagan. What is God doing is a solution. What normally God do is a solution. What the Zohar write? He killed that man. So things change. He killed that man. That man has to die. So he will not see, the wife. He killed him. So now she's available. She's a widow. Then she can go with that other man. If you go with the other man and the other man die, that means her first husband was a soulmate. That's how you know. If a woman killed two men, if you know a woman who killed two men, that means her first husband was her soulmate for sure. So the third man should not marry her. Because the third man is coming next to be killed. I don't know, I think there is a name for it. I think it's called Black Widow or something like that in English. Yeah. Black Widow it's called? Whatever, the name. Who come up with the name, I have no idea. They should call it the what they call that animal that look like a grasshopper?
Oh, mantis.
Huh?
Praying mantis.
Praying mantis. Praying mantis you should call it. Because praying mantis, after they make love, she killed them. You know about it? Yeah. That's physics. Nobody ever understands why she killed him. The poor guy just... Can you imagine you go to the club, in the end of the night she killed you? Weird. I never figure out why. Never. And you know what they call that praying mantis in Hebrew? The name for that creature? Gamal Shlomo. The camels of King Solomon. No idea. It's a fascinating animal. I studied that animal like from a physics point and science point of view. Fascinating. It's the only creature that go into the spider web alive and coming out alive. They know how to run on the web and confuse this. It's genius. But Kung Fu based only on that, by the way. The whole move of Kung Fu based on that. When I studied Kung Fu when I was young, all based on that animal. I have no idea why. But that killing thing, no. Scary. Female. Now, let's skip to another section of Zohar. And, no, we're skipping? Yeah, we are supposed to jump. Yeah, here, let's do that. That's long, but it's good. Yeah, go ahead. I want to talk about Rachel a little bit too.
And Lot went up to Zoar, Rabbi Avahu said, "Behold, what is written about the evil inclination. You should know that it will always exist in human beings until that time."
Okay, let's stop. We need to know evil inclination never leave us. Forever. Good.
Of which it is written, "And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh."
Yes.
And even though it sees human beings punished in Gehenna,
Gehenom in hell. Okay?
it returns again in people. This is as it is written. And Lot went up to Zohar, that is, out of the agony of Gehenna. From there he goes up to seduce people.
Now, let's understand it. Remember the story that I say Lot ran away from Sodom. And I said it would be long to explain it, so I'll give you the short version of it. So when he ran away from Sodom, he's not talking about Lot running away from Sodom. He's talking about actually a human getting out of Gehenom just to relax a little bit. What's the name of the place he ran to? Tzoar. What is Tzoar? Tsar. Tsar means sorrow. Sorrow, feeling the sadness. So he ran away from there. And let's continue. What is it written after that? He has two daughters. Let's explain that. Rabbi Yehuda.
Rabbi Yehuda said there are three directing powers in people. One is the directing power of the mind and wisdom, which is the power of the holy neshama. Next is the directing power of lust, which craves all kinds of evil desires. And finally, the directing power that controls human beings and their behavior and strengthens the body. This is called the nefesh of the body, of which Rabbi Dimi says this is the maintaining power.
My dear friend, in front of you is your entire existence. If you remember this section 315 and just every morning understand who you are, you need to recognize it. We need to recognize what is what in me, and then you will know who you are. So again, all right, let's go. It's three levels, right? One, okay, is the power of your mind, your neshama. What are you thinking? What is your awareness? Your conscious, your subconscious. Don't forget, there is two levels. Conscious, subconscious. Conscious is what you know, what you're familiar with. Subconscious, you don't even know that you don't know. And you don't even know what you know. Subconscious is very powerful. Very powerful. Some people say 97% of your brain use is in the subconscious mind. It's so powerful. You can change your entire life with your subconscious. I have a lady today, I'm sure she's listening to me, and she was shocked because we did exercise. She's taking coaching lesson with me, private, and she did something that she want to see if the subconscious work. And she told me about the dress, how she want to look like, and what it is, and the future. And 2 weeks after we talk, her picture somehow on one of the magazines in her country with exactly the same dress. They didn't want to choose the picture. She used something else. Eliyahu, I can't believe they did it. So well, you have to believe. You have to believe. Your subconscious mind send all the energy outside, and that's what comes. When you walk into a place, into a business, into a party, into everything, you walk in with your subconscious. Don't ever walk with just conscious. What is conscious? Nothing. This is conscious. That's it. 5 senses. What I see, what I hear, what I see, what I hear. What do you see? You don't even see anything. You don't even hear anything. But when you walk with your subconscious, you're saying, what is that I want to see? What is that I want people to see me like? Now you're talking to a different level. That's the neshama. So the neshama wave start to activate things in the room. And what happened? Look how beautiful it is. You're running into the menu. What are you doing in the menu? You start choosing the right people that you want tonight. You don't want everybody to talk to you, and you don't want to talk to everybody. You want to go to scan the instant 300 people there, or the 20, or the 5? No. You have one person that meant to radiate with your radio waves, with your neshama waves. But for that, the mind has to work. What most people do? Let the nefesh run their life. Let the body consciousness run their life. Right? People are going to Halloween party soon, right? What is happening? They put the costume. What's with the costume? What's with the costume with this Halloween? Costume. You gotta cover what? What are you covering? The body. Or you gotta look like scary a little bit. The teeth and the blood. Scary. Somebody have too much champagne, see the scary. I want to go home, right? But people want to get scared. So they did a study today by science why people want to be scared. Because when you get scared with something that you know it's about to scare you, it's fun, it's adventure. But if scary thing approach you without you know it's coming, it's not fun. That's chaos, right? That's the difference between adventure and chaos. You know, you want to control things. Body consciousness. The neshama, oh my God, most beautiful. And there is another force called lust. Lust comes from the liver and the gallbladder. What happens when people drink and do drugs? Where is it going? Do you know? Liver and gallbladder. Who's sitting in the liver and gallbladder? Well, the two master of, I cannot even say the name at night. They are sitting there like this, waiting for something to come down. And how they sound? What is the frequency of their voice? Have. You know what have mean in Hebrew? Give me. Or like dog, have. Interesting, right? That's a force. So when a person drink alcohol, it say when you're opening a new bottle of wine, only wine by the way, there is a demon in a new bottle of wine. That's why it's very dangerous when you're opening a new bottle of wine, not on Shabbat. Shabbat usually it's being taken care by the force of above, by God. But not on Shabbat, be careful. Stay away from red wine. Stay away from any wine. You know, because when you open, you jump in. You're drinking. You know? But Shabbat, usually you want to open it on Shabbat and maybe leave something for the week. Try to avoid, some people, I like wine too, but it's an issue. Grapes is an issue, you have to remember. I don't want to go into it. Grapes is an issue. There's other alcohol, but every alcohol is an issue. So try alcohol and food usually. Keep it for the holiday. Keep it for the tzaddikim. Look who is tzaddikim. Let's say tonight is Rachel. I have to say a few minutes about Rachel. So you keep it. But remember, those are your three forces. You want to change? You have to check those three levels. How you do it with your mind? How you do it with the lust? How you do it with your body? It's telling you, all right? It's telling you. You control human behavior. It's how you behave. You think that you behave because you want to do it? No. You're not even in control. Your body. Your lust is above body. Because lust is not even in the body yet. It's not this. It's when you get angry, if you're sensitive to your body, if you know frequency of body, you're going to feel it here. Zzz. When you have a sexual need, zzz. When you have all kind of weird things, lust, always zzz, you're going to feel it. And it will be weird. So above the belly buttons, one time when I'm going to give the lecture soon about chakra, above the belly buttons, you know you're going to start feeling zzz. That means something, the lust start to control you. Everything has to be here. Mind. That's what it's telling us. So just one last verse to read, and then we're going to go to Rachel, please.
Rabbi Yehuda said, "Come and behold, the evil inclination has control over the last two powers."
Only the last two powers, body and lust. Remember, go ahead.
The lusting nefesh always follows the evil inclination.
So from now on we understand, body always follow the evil inclination. I don't care who you are. I don't care how tzaddik you are. You follow it. Evil inclination and the body are very good friend. They're together. Food, sex, this, evil inclination. Who you study with, who you dancing with, evil inclination. Would you like to meet my evil inclination? Yes, nice to meet you, evil inclination. So basically people interact with the evil inclination. They don't interact with this. They're going to a party. What's going to happen with the Halloween party? How is your evil inclination do? Very good. How is your evil inclination do? People don't talk like that. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
We learn this from what is written. And the firstborn said to the younger, "Our father is old."
The firstborn meaning the two girls who slept with their father. Okay, it's a code. It's only a code. Now you get into the code. Yeah.
The lusting nefesh arouses the other and seduces it through the body to cleave to the evil inclination.
So what happened? The body now is dancing with who? With the lust. Yeah, you understand what's going on? That's why meditation is the only way out. You can't get out of it. Can't. You're stuck. How are you going to go? The body want to eat and sex and this. The lust give you all kind of fantasy about, oh my God, there is ego and this. And then you catch 22. Nothing. Only this can get you out. Only. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm excited about it. It's very powerful.
And it says, "Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him. What is for us in the world to come? Let us pursue the evil inclination and the lustful pleasures of this world." So what did they do? They agreed to cling to it. Thus it is written, "And they made their father drink wine." They feed ravenously in order to arouse themselves and reach the evil inclination through food and drink.
Wherever you have food and alcohol, those two entities, that's the problem begin. Which means, I'm not trying to depress you. I mean, you can drink, you can eat. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But just be aware. Just be aware it's there. Be aware. Once you pour a bottle of wine there, when you're aware, you do a blessing. Baruch, Gefen, Shakol, Mezonot. So at least with your mind, you bring down the angel, you bring down. So something, the only problem, if you're in a bad party, that everybody is wild, nobody will talk to you. They will leave you. You will be alone. The energy that you will surrounding yourself with, the angels, then most of the people are into what? Body and lust. So what happened? You will try to talk to them. Excuse me, I don't want to talk to you. They will leave you. And so what did I do wrong? Nothing. You did it right, but everybody else is wrong. That's what the beginning of spirituality. Beginning of spirituality. That's everything. The beginning of spirituality. I remember when I started my spiritual journey, I went first to religious school, then I went against God. I was teaching people about how not to believe. I actually used to give classes how to get out of your belief system, truly. And then I started follow, God's system. Before I studied Kabbalah, I started to go to school. And I remember when I started going back to school, went to the same pub that I used to go to when I was in the army. So all my friends are sitting there, and now I'm very much into meditation and spirituality. And I'm trying to talk the same way I talk. And my friend tell me, listen, I want you to shut up, because every time you talk, all the most beautiful girls who usually sit with us, they leave. I said, well, okay, be quiet. So we're sitting there, 5 guys from the army, and I'm sitting, not saying a one word. Then they ask me something. I say, yeah, okay, I say nothing. And then they start talking to me. And they ask me about this and that. I said, why are you asking me? I don't know. And as I'm opening my mouth, let's say about spirituality, angel, gone. So it was a decision among those 5 friends. Listen, Eliyahu, whatever, we like it. We pay even for the meal, for everything, but don't sit with us and bring us bad luck. It's beautiful, right? It's a beautiful story. But the story is here to teach us that you understand when you are on the right journey, the lust and the body will not work. And if you're addicted to it, you will see it as a failure. You're not going to see it as a making.